I was 30 years old, living paycheck to paycheck, and I honestly believed that saving money was something only rich people did. I had tried budgets, I had tried cutting up credit cards, I had tried side hustles, and I always ended up right back at zero. But then, I stumbled onto one weird, boring habit that had nothing to do with math. And within 18 months, I had $10,000 in the bank. And I didn't even feel it happen. Hi, I'm Daniel Brooks, and you're watching Wealthic Voyage. Today, we're diving into the silent killer of financial progress, why willpower is a lie, and the single unexpected habit that took me from broke to a five-figure safety net. Let me start with a question. When you get paid, what is the first thing you do? Be honest. Do you pay your rent? Do you pay your phone bill? Do you buy groceries? And then, at the end of the month, do you look at your account and think, okay, whatever is left, I'll put that into savings? That was me. I call this the leftover strategy. I treated my savings like the crumbs left at the bottom of a potato chip bag. I was hoping there would be something left over for future Daniel, but here is the brutal truth about the leftover strategy. There is never anything left over. I remember a specific month. I think it was November. I had a great month. No major emergencies. I thought, I'm definitely saving $500 this month. But then I needed new tires, unexpected expense. There went $400, then it was my mom's birthday. I bought a nice gift, $100. Then my friends wanted to go out for dinner. I deserve it, I thought. $80. By the 30th, I checked my account. I hadn't saved $500. I had saved negative $20. I realized that my problem wasn't my income. It wasn't even my spending, really. It was my psychology. I was treating everyone else's needs as a priority, and my own future as an afterthought. I was the last person in line for my own money. And by the time I got to the front of the line, the store was empty, so, like many of you, I tried to fix it. I downloaded a budgeting app. I categorized every single latte. I became a spreadsheet warrior, and for 2 weeks, I was perfect. But then, life happened. I got stressed at work. I bought a video game I didn't need. I ordered pizza because I didn't want to cook. I looked at my budget. The little red bar said, over budget. And here is the dangerous psychology of perfectionism. When we mess up a little, we tend to give up a lot. I thought, well, I blew the budget on Tuesday, so the week is ruined. I might as well buy that jacket on Friday. I was treating my finances like a diet. One cookie ruins the diet, so you eat the whole box. I realized that relying on my own willpower, my own decision-making every single day, was a losing battle. I was tired. I suffered from decision fatigue. Every time I opened my wallet, I had to make a choice, save or spend. And usually the present tense me won against the future tense me. Have you ever felt that exhaustion? The mental load of constantly trying to be good with money? I needed a system where I didn't have to choose. I needed to be removed from the equation entirely. This brings me to the unexpected habit. And when I tell you what it is, you're going to say, Daniel, that's it? That's obvious. But hear me out because the application is the key. The habit was the invisible transfer. Most people set up an automatic transfer for their rent, right? You don't call your landlord and say, hey, can I pay you whenever I feel like it? No, the money is gone on the first. You don't touch it. I realized I needed to treat my savings like a landlord. I needed to treat myself like a bill that must be paid. But here is the twist, the part that changed everything. I didn't set up a transfer for $500 or even $200. That was too scary. I might need that money for an emergency. I set up an automatic transfer for $25. Let's say I set it for $20 a week. That's a sandwich. That's a cocktail. It's an amount so small I wouldn't even notice it missing from my checking account. I set it to happen on payday before I even woke up. This is the unexpected part. I thought I needed to save big to make a difference. I was wrong. I needed to save consistently to build the muscle. For the first month, I didn't even notice it. I checked my savings account after 4 weeks and there was $100 sitting there. It wasn't life-changing money, but it was something. And more importantly, I hadn't touched it. I realized the pain was in the decision. By removing the decision, I removed the pain. So, I started playing a game with myself. I pushed it to $50 a week, then $75. I called this game the comfortable stretch. I kept increasing the amount until I felt a tiny pinch. Just a tiny bit of friction, but not enough to make me panic or overdraft. Because the transfer was automatic, I didn't have to argue with myself every morning. The money was gone. And you know what happened? I adapted. When the money wasn't in my checking account, I didn't spend it. I automatically adjusted my lifestyle to fit what was available. I cooked one extra meal at home. I walked instead of taking a cab. The invisible transfer forced me to live on less, without the mental agony of budgeting. Let's look at the math. Let's see how this boring habit builds a fortune. If you save $20 a week, that's $1,040 a year. If you save $100 a week, which is just over $14 a day, that's $5,200 a year. If you save $200 a week, that's over $10,000 in a year. But for me, it took a bit longer than a year because I started small. I started with that tiny amount and scaled up as my comfort grew. I remember the day I hit $10,000. I was sitting in a coffee shop. I opened my app and I saw the balance, $10,124. I didn't feel like a financial genius. I didn't feel like a Wall Street trader. I felt safe. That $10,000 wasn't just money. It was 12 months of rent in an emergency. It was a I can quit a toxic job fund. It was sleep. It was peace. And I built it $50, $100, $200 at a time while I was sleeping. I built it by ignoring it. Here's the life lesson I want you to take away from this. We often think that the solution to our money problems is more discipline, more willpower, or a complex spreadsheet. But the truth is, the best financial system is the one that works without you. You are your own worst enemy when it comes to money. You are impulsive, you are emotional, you get tired, you get stressed, and when you are stressed, you spend. The unexpected habit isn't about the amount, it's about the automation. It's about making the decision once and letting the system do the work for you forever. I want to challenge you today. Don't try to save $1,000 this month. You'll probably fail. Instead, open a savings account at a separate bank so you can't see it every time you log in. Set up an automatic transfer for an amount so small it feels ridiculous. $25, $50. Whatever feels like it wouldn't change your lunch order. Make it invisible. Make it automatic. And then, forget about it. Check it in 6 months. You might just find that you've accidentally built the safety net you've always wanted. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to set it and let it grow. Thanks for watching. If you're ready to automate your way to wealth, hit that like button and subscribe. Let's keep building. I'll see you in the next video.